A slip up this past weekend for Ajax over in the top flight over in the Dutchlands as they failed to get a win against my boys FC Twente. But who did shine over in Holland? We'll take a little look next. Right, folks, back once again with another prediction video today. We're looking forward to match day number 3. Ada on the shader, number 3 over in the Dutchlands, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe and get your bang up to all things Eredivisie related, Blackburn Rovers related, world football related. We're going to know here under one brewski. That's right, of course, sitting pretty at the top. It is Feyenoord 2 for 2, as has PSV, as has Heerenveen, but of course Ajax slipping up at the moment, down to 3rd or 4th, something like that. We'll take a look at it in just a second. A big shout out to the VIPs. They are the Patreons, boys and girls. If you want to support the channel in another way, become a Patreon. Support the channel. I do appreciate it. We're trying to get our numbers up. We did lose a whole bunch over the past few months. I've not really been focusing on it. I need to focus on it. But anyway, if you're interested, check out the link down below, patreon.com/overseas. Let's get into it then, shall we? Jump in the deep end and have a little look, of course, how we got on last time around with the picks. Here we go. My picks on the left, the real deals on the right. Nijmegen got themselves their first win of the season. 2-0 win over PEC Zwolle. 1-0 win for me. Me with FC Heerenveen. 3-2 winners over RKC Waalwijk, of course. Big win for them. PSV also kept up the heat, of course, 4-1 win over SC Cambuur. A 3-0 win for me. Sparta, though, they could only master a draw against Heracles Almelo. I won the win myself. Groningen against Utrecht, also a draw. 0-0 won that one. 2-1 win for me. Twente did a good point for them against Ajax. 1-1 in the end. 3-1 win was my pick. The go-ahead Eagles lost the final 2-0. Got the one bang on the bloody nose. Vitesse Eindhoven, though, slipped up against Willem II, who go very, very good, up to a 9th right now with that win. Vitesse down to 10th. And AZ Alkmaar against Fortuna Sittard, I think was postponed. We have to wait out on that one. I'm trying to confirm. Yes, it is, because I don't see it. That's the situation for me. Got myself 4, which of course will be okay. What about the situation at the table? It looks like this. Final PSV, Heerenveen are, of course, sitting pretty at the top of the table with maximum points. Ajax have got a bit of work to do now, as of course they tried to keep up the heat at the top of the table. What about the top of the prediction league? Well, here we go. I got myself 4, which would have put me up to 6th. But up the top there, Yannick Bustler. 6 out of 8. Not too shabby there. Winky up there as well. Deep out the great Sheridan and Julian. Doing very, very well. Make sure you keep your names as you are, boys and girls. No mucking around there. As for the overall leaderboard, looks like this. It's Gaming Charlie up there with 11. Shane O'Donnell's up there with 11 as well. Winky and Yannick Bustler kicking ass and taking names. And a whole bunch of years on 10 points there into 5th. Of course, a lot of work to be done there. Of course, keep up the heat. Keep in prediction. Of course, you can still get into it. We do have Manager of the Month awards, which do qualify for something. I'll talk about that next week. Anyway, of course, we're going to get involved in this at the link, cut.me/Dutch number 3. Get into it then, shall we? Of course, we're going to look at the next round of matches, jumping in the deep end, all kicking off this weekend on Friday, August the 27th. It will be Fortuna Sittard up against RKC Waalwijk. They played each other 31 times since 1995, 11 wins apiece, 9 draws. Of course, the biggest win for Sittard over Waalwijk was a 6-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 3-0 win. Last time played over in Sittard, of course, was a 2-1 win for Sittard back in December 2020. In fact, they've won 3 on the bounce, of course. Waalwijk's last win was back in 2017 in the Eerste Division. That's, of course, the 2nd tier over in the Dutchlands. Heading into this, though, of course, Sittard down to 7th, Waalwijk down to 8th right now. Goals coming from, they're all over the place. Not really going to talk about that. Look at the situation. We have 11-10 is your Sittard, 5-2 is your draw. Of course, 23-10 is your RKC Waalwijk on this one. Going to go with a home win on this 1-0 in the bag. Put it in the pipe and smoke it. Cambuur Ludovit up against FC Twente next. Taking place on Saturday, August 28th. Big day in this house. Of course, played each other 16 times since 1993. 11 wins for Twente. 6 wins for Cambuur. Of course, 5 draws. The biggest win for Enschede, aka FC Twente, was a 3-0 win. They've scored 30 goals to their 10 compared to those. A 1.88 goals game ratio compared to the 0.63 from Cambuur. That's the bridge over in Cambuur was a 1-0 win for Enschede back in this 1st tier or the 2nd tier, whatever, in the Eerste Division. Of course, heading into this, of course, Twente down to 12th right now. Cambuur down to 18th. Of course, just 1 point so far for Twente. Heading into this, of course, 7-5 is your Cambuur, 7-4 is your Twente. Of course, it looks like the host side favourites. 5-2 is your draw. Tight, airtight. Going to go with the win, though, from the boys. Back the boys, back the Twente. Of course, move on. Next up, let's go ahead Eagles against Sparta Rotterdam. These two sides played each other 25 times since 1993. 4 wins for go ahead Eagles, 17 wins for Sparta, and 4 draws. The biggest win for Eagles over Sparta was a 3-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 6-1 win. In fact, they scored 61 goals compared to 31 goals over the past of 25 matches. Around about 2.44 goals game ratio, Sparta over go ahead Eagles. Anyway, heading into this one, of course, last time played over in go ahead Eagles at the Al Toscht. It was a 2-2 draw back in the Eerste Division, of course, back in October 2018. Of course, heading into Sparta up to 14th, Go Ahead Eagles down to 16th, of course. Just 1 point separate the two sides from the opening couple of matches. 50-8 is your Go Ahead Eagles, 12-5 is draw, 11-8 is your Sparta. Sparta will be your favourites on this one, and of course, I'm going with the draw though, 1-1 to grind out the results. Next, we got PSV up against Groningen, of course. These two juggernauts played each other 54 times since 1993, 35 wins for PSV, 7 wins for Groningen, and 12 draws. The biggest win for PSV over Groningen, 8-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 3-0 win. Wow. Of course, last time played each other over in PSV was just a 1-0 win. Of course, back in April 2021. Of course, goals coming from Noni Madueke, of course, the Englishman, ripping up and tearing names over in the Eredivisie. Jorgen Larsson Strand got himself a couple of goals, a goal as well so far. At the table, of course, PSV up to second, of course, maximum points for them. Groningen down to 6th. Of course, unbeaten though, heading into this one. Look at the odds on this one. PSV 3-1 on is your favourite, 70-4 is your draw, 7-1 is your long shots. That's Groningen. PSV will rip it up. 3-1 win for them. Another one in the bag. Next up, Willem II up against PEC Zwolle. Let's have a look at this one then, shall we? Of course, played each other 25 times since 2002. 11 wins for Wilhelm, 10 wins for Zwolle. 4 draws, of course, the biggest win for Wilhelm. Twee was a 6-2 win. The biggest win the other was a 4-1 win. Last time played each other over in Wilhelm was a 3-1 win for Zwolle. Wow. That's back in January 2021. Heading into this though, goals. No goals have been scored. In fact, Wilhelm have got a couple of goals. I don't know. Heading into this one, Wilhelm are actually in 9th. Zwolle down to 16th right now. Of course, these two sides are very tight. 23-20 is your hosts. 23-10 is your away men. Zwolle 12-5 is your draw. Of course, hosts are your favourites. They're going to go with a draw though for me, 1-1. In the end, FC Utrecht up against Feyenoord on this one, taking place on August the 29th. This one played 61 times since 1993. 9 wins for Utrecht, 36 wins for Feyenoord, 16 draws. The biggest win for Utrecht over Feyenoord was a 3-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 4-0 win. Last time played each other, of course, over in Utrecht was a 2-1 win for Feyenoord. You're going to go back to 2019 for the last win for Utrecht. It was a 3-2 win in the top flight as well. Heading into this though, what do we have on this? Goals coming from Brian Larsson's got himself 3 goals at the moment for Feyenoord. So he's scoring goals at the moment, kicking ass. Feyenoord are top of the pops at the moment. Utrecht down to 5th, of course, unbeaten as well. Look at the odds on this one. We of course Utrecht are at home, 7-4 for the victory. 20 is your Feyenoord, 25 is your draw. I've gone with a draw on this one. I think the home win on the home form will be key, and of course dropped a couple of points there maybe for Feyenoord. Next up, of course, Ajax up against VT's Arnhem in Amsterdam. Of course, these two sides have played each other 59 times since 1993. 39 wins for Ajax, 70 wins for VT's. 3 draws. The biggest win for Ajax over VT's was a 5-0 win. The biggest win there was a 4-0 win. Last time they played each other, of course, in Ajax was a 2-1 win for Ajax. That was back in the KNVB Becker. Of course, was that in Ajax? In fact, last time they played each other in the league in Amsterdam was a 2-1 win for Ajax as well back in September 2020. Of course, they actually did. They've actually won 4 in the spin over them. VT's last win over Ajax was back in 2018, of course. Anyway, heading into this one was the situation, of course, Ajax down a little bit now to 4th, VT's down to 10th as well. Sebastian has got himself a couple of goals, as has Dusan Tadic as well. Situation in the bookies, we have 92 on is your Ajax, 11-2 is your draw, 10-1 is your VT's on this. I'm going to go with a 3-1 win for Ajax, back in winning ways, and of course, pushing for, of course, maybe back to the top of the table. Into the final 2 now, we have Heracles up against NEC Nijmegen. That's right, of course, play each other 25 times in 2005, 8 wins for Almelo, of course, 12 wins for Heracles, 8 wins for Heracles Almelo, 12 wins for Nijmegen, 5 draws. The biggest win for either two sides was a 3-0 win over each other. Of course, last time played each other in Heracles in a competitive action was a 2-0 win back in December 2016. It was a 2-0 win for Heracles Almelo. Almelo coming into this in 30th, Nijmegen above them though in 11th right now. No Rangers goal scorers at the moment, just got a goal apiece. Bookies odds on this one, we have Nijmegen coming at you 7-2. They are your long shots, they are the away team. 11-8 is your favourites. That's of course your hosts. Heracles 11-4 is your draw on this. Tight one this one. Going to go with a 1-0 win though for Heracles Almelo to take it to the house. Next, of course, we have Heerenveen up against AZ Alkmaar. Of course, they've had a stuttered start at the moment. Played each other 54 times since 1996. 21 wins for Heerenveen, 23 wins for AZ Alkmaar, 10 draws. The biggest win for Heerenveen over Alkmaar was a 5-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 4-0 win. Last time they played each other over in Heerenveen was a 3-0 win for AZ Alkmaar. In fact, they've won 3 on the spin. Last time Heerenveen won was back in 2019 in AZ. Of course, heading into this, Alkmaar, AZ, just the one match for them. Of course, they lost it. Of course, they did, I don't know what went on with the last match, but of course, it didn't go ahead. Meanwhile, Heerenveen, though, up to 3rd right now. 2 wins from 2, 6 points on the board, looking very, very good for themselves. Bookies odds 35 for Heerenveen, even Stevens is your AZ, 5-2 is your draw. Going with on this one, 2-0 win for Heerenveen. Alkmaar a little bit wobbly at the moment. We just don't know what you're going to get. I'm back in the Heerenveen on this. That's my picks. Be sure to get your picks in, of course. Looking forward to seeing them as well. Make sure you get involved. Link is right here. Get involved. It is Cutley4/Dutch number 3. It is free to enter. Of course, get your names in there. Of course, feel free to drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts as well on the old the show so far. Give the video some love. Smash the thumbs up. Smash the subscribe. Check out those links down below. I'm on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, of course, Patreon as well. Until then, though, after this, of course, we'll go into international breaks. So we'll be back, of course, with a static link as well. So I look forward to making this a little bit easier for you and me. But until then, give the video some love in, check out those links, and I'll see you soon for the next one. Until then, we are done.